Caitlin Clark has taken another huge leap forward in her game, and it's starting to shake up the entire WNBA. Her skills as a scorer were already known. From her deep three-point shooting to her confidence with the ball in high-pressure moments, Clark stood out from the very beginning, but this latest version of her game shows something even more impressive. She's evolving from a top-tier shooter into a dominant, all-around player who can control games in multiple ways. For years, Clark has been recognized as one of the most dangerous offensive players in basketball. In college, she regularly knocked down long-range shots, set up teammates with smart passes, and showed poise beyond her years. Her style of play was flashy yet efficient, and her scoring ability often left fans and defenders in awe. Still, there were always questions about how her game would translate to the next level. The WNBA is known for its toughness. The speed is faster, the defenders are stronger, and the competition is more intense. The physicality alone creates a challenge that even the most talented college players sometimes struggle with. For Clark, the question wasn't about skill. It was about how she would adapt to being pushed, bumped, and pressured by experienced pros. Some critics even wonder whether she could continue her dominance once defenses got physical and closed the space she used so well in college. But instead of being overwhelmed by the step up in competition, Clark used it as motivation. Rather than sticking with what had already made her successful, she chose to reinvent herself. During the off-season, she committed to a complete transformation. This wasn't just about adding a few new moves or adjusting her shooting form. It was about reworking her entire physical foundation and mentality to meet the demands of the WNBA head-on. One of the biggest parts of her transformation was strength training. Clark designed her workouts to prepare her body for the kind of contact and resistance she now faces on every possession. Her training became more intense, more targeted, and more consistent. She focused on building a body that could hold up and even thrive against the league's most physical defenders. Her core strength was a key focus. A strong core helps players stay balanced when absorbing contact, fight through defenders without losing control, and remain upright while driving to the basket. Lower body strength also became a priority. Stronger legs meant more powerful drives, higher elevation on jump shots, and better stability in traffic. Her upper body development helped her hold her own in the paint, finish through contact, and protect the ball under pressure. Clark also worked on her conditioning. To be a top player in the WNBA, endurance is critical. The best players don't just shine in the first half. They perform at a high level all the way through the final minutes. By improving her stamina, Clark has become more consistent across all four quarters. She's still attacking late in games, still defending, still pushing the tempo, while others begin to tire. Her explosiveness also got a boost. With added power and speed, her first step is faster. She's beating defenders off the dribble more easily and creating better looks for herself and her teammates. Her lateral quickness has improved, helping her stay in front of offensive players on defense and recover quickly when screens are involved. Her agility has made her harder to defend and more effective in transition. Flexibility and injury prevention were another major focus. Clark added yoga, dynamic stretching, and active recovery sessions into her routine. This has helped her body stay durable and avoid injuries that often come from high-level play over a long season. It's clear she's building herself not just for the moment, but for longevity in the league. All of this work is now showing up on the court. The change isn't just physical. It's visible in how she plays and how defenders react to her. Earlier in her career, she might have been bumped off her path when driving to the basket. Now, she's powering through defenders, staying balanced, and finishing strong. Contact no longer throws her off. In many cases, she's the one initiating it. Her offensive game has expanded. She's no longer just pulling up from deep. She's backing down smaller defenders in the post. She's using footwork to create space inside. She's pulling up confidently from the mid-range. There are now multiple levels to her scoring, and it's becoming harder for defenders to take any of them away. Defensively, the improvements are just as clear. Clark is more physical, more focused, and more consistent. She's fighting through screens, holding her ground against bigger guards, and using her improved strength to play tighter on-ball defense. Her conditioning also allows her to stay active on both ends. contributing throughout the game instead of fading late. Her passing has also taken a step forward, with increased upper body strength. She's throwing sharper, more accurate passes. Whether it's threading a bounce pass in traffic or firing a cross-court dime, her vision and decision-making are now matched by the physical ability to execute them with precision. The result of all this is a player who's no longer defined by one part of her game. Clark is no longer just a shooter. She's a complete threat, a scorer, playmaker, defender, and leader who impacts the game in every area. She's become the kind of player who can control the pace, dictate matchups, and break down any defensive plan thrown her way. This version of Clark is forcing teams to rethink how they guard her. Strategies that once worked are now ineffective. Pressuring her up close risks getting blown by. Giving her space allows her to hit from deep. Trying to outmuscle her no longer works. She's now controlling those physical battles and using them to her advantage. What makes this transformation even more impressive is how quickly it's happened. Clark's growth didn't take years. It took one focused offseason. Her commitment to improvement, both mentally and physically, has been relentless. And it's paying off in a way that's starting to change how people view her place in the league. This isn't just about personal success. Clark's evolution is helping reshape what's expected from a rookie, from a shooter, and from a franchise player. She's proving that it's possible to not only keep up in the WNBA, but to rise quickly and lead with toughness, skill, and confidence. If this is only the beginning of her professional journey, it's hard to predict where her ceiling might be. One thing is already clear. Caitlin Clark is no longer just part of the league. She's helping redefine it.